Okay, here we are with the Bonviee drip line set. Gonna go ahead, we got some nice weather finally, so I can actually install this. Want to show you what I'm gonna do. You can see right here, we have a nice flower box, and we like to set it up to automatically water so that we don't forget and our flowers don't die, especially if we're ever gone. So we've got this little PVC pipe that goes straight down here, and I'm gonna run some of the tubing through there, and then the outlet or the hose will attach right there, and I'll use a Wi-Fi timer, which is sold separately. But I'm going to go ahead, show you how I set this up. I've done it several times before. Um, you know, I've found that if you leave the tubing out through the Minnesota winter, it is going to crack. So sometimes you just have to bring it in, and depending on your application, you may have to cut it when you bring it in. So you may have to kind of start over each year. And so this will be a fresh year. And again, what we're going to be using is this product, and I'll lay it all out and show you, and then I'll hook it all up and then show you it working. Okay, we're back kind of with the next step. Kind of got things laid out, don't have anything cut yet. This is some pretty pliable hose, which is really actually very nice. It makes it very flexible and easy to use. But still, if you got a nice sunny day, sit out how much you think you're going to use in the sun. It'll really make it easier to bend, make it more pliable. So here's the larger hose, which I'm actually not going to use for this application. I might use that for a different application in the backyard. I'm going to just use the smaller hose primarily today. So you can see the thinner hose right here. And these are the sprays I'm going to use. These, just basically emit sprays in 360 degrees. Okay. These are plugs to basically to stop the water. So you put those wherever you want to, have an end. These are just the little, junctions. These are a different type of junction if I was going to go ahead and use that type of sprayer. Then this sprayer, this mister can connect just right onto that piece. Okay, so I use a little Wi-Fi timer, again, not included from somewhere else. And then since I'm using the thin hose for this application, I have a separate attachment for the thin hose. They have the attachment for the large hose right here. And then you can go ahead and then you have the different large hose junctions where you can branch off to a smaller hose. And that certainly has a lot of applications. And I will be using that because there's so much hose and so many attachments in here that you can use them for more than one thing. So like I said, again, in the back, if you're pushing more water or you have a larger area, it really makes sense to use the thicker hose and then branch off to the smaller hose. I've found with this application, I'm able to just use the thin hose and the 6 sprayers, and there's enough water pressure that works. All right, so now I'm going to start doing some cutting and then kind of putting things together, and I'll show you that as we go. Okay, so here I have everything set up. What I have found is that if you pre-cut and connect as much as you can before you actually put it in place, it's just a lot easier to do these connections. I mean, these are just, you're going to go ahead and just push these on with your hand, so it's not like it's really hard. But if you're in tight spaces and you're around plants, I think it's a lot easier to get these all set up beforehand. So I have the main hose run from my timer. I've got it all under some mulch, goes up my tube here, and then we've got it right here. Okay, and I already did branch off and put one of the sprays in there. So then I'm going to connect to this end here. I'm going to set off my sprays. So I've got 3 total in each flower box. There's actually 2 separate long flower boxes here, and then we should be good to go. But again, if you have them all out first, set up and ready, it just makes it easier when you go ahead and place them. I also recommend using sod spikes to hold the hose down in place if you need to. Just really, again, keeps the hose out of the way, makes it look nicer. Okay, so you can see everything is hooked up and it is running as planned. You can see the water back here. Okay, so everything is running. Yes, there is a bit of a pressure difference down at the far end, but you can adjust these by just twisting the heads to kind of to deal with that if you need to. So that's how I'll adjust it, and it should work out fine. And you'll just kind of have to play with your setup to make sure you're getting even watering. Sometimes you may have to add an additional sprinkler or mist line somewhere, but you'll figure it out. And again, I recommend finding some sort of Wi-Fi timer. Just makes things a lot easier, and that way you can control it from anywhere. So there you go.